Jenna Muntz, Allison Smith, and Brooke Smith.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of us.
There are a lot of you.
Sorry, I'm not a lot of us.
You're not.
Thank you.
C team, offensive most valuable player, Leah Kalkowski. Sure.
You guys stay here.
C team, defensive most valuable player, Jalen Gaston. C team, most improved player award goes to Amira Moxley. C team, a hustle and effort award. C team, best teammate award goes to Gemma. If the rest of the C team girls could come up and join them. So all these girls helped to accomplish that 7-5 record, those 2 tournament places, and pushing those older girls to get.
I wrote down, I started thinking about this season. I wanted to write down like what I thought our best wins were. We beat Platteview, which I don't know if that's happened in the JV level since I've been here. I think that they've gotten me every time, but this year we beat them. Malcolm in a real close game. And then I put Raymond Central because I thought it was the game that we played the best basketball, which I appreciate because it was one of our last games. Like, what I appreciate about this group is they continue to get better as the year progressed, and I think that we learned some valuable lessons along the way. The tournament we had at the end of the year is called JV State. We got second, lost to Gretna, which hurts me more than a little bit. I just wrote some notes down. I thought that as the year went on, we got better at learning to play hard all the time. At the JV level, and especially when kids are young, they tend to kind of play like this a little bit. They'll play well, and then they'll be let downs. And that kind of cycle keeps on going. By the end of the year, especially that Raymond Central game and into that tournament, I thought we maintained a level of intensity that we didn't have at the beginning of the year. And that's part of what JV is for, is just learning, what that varsity competition is like, and it is more intense, which makes sense, I think. We had to learn to be scorers. What tends to happen at the JV level is the girls who could score the basketball tend to play a little bit more varsity, and so the girls that play JV are always looking to pass it to that girl who usually scores, and that girl maybe isn't there anymore. So they have to learn to score the ball themselves, and I thought that was something that we got better at, but still something they need to work on. It's a group that would just as soon make an assist as score a point, and that's great, but someone has to score a point. And so that's something we're going to continue to work on this summer is just to be aggressive with the basketball. And then the last thing I thought that we got better at, and I would commend the varsity girls for helping us get better at, is we got better executing against the pressure defense. It's not something we did very well at the beginning of the year, but we did a nice job at the end, and I attribute that to just going against one of the best teams in C1 this year, and you get better when you go against that kind of intensity the whole year. Like I said, I thought we played our best basketball at the end of the season. I'm really excited for these girls. They have a ton of potential. What we have to do is shoot the basketball a lot. Like, we have to become better scorers. And we talked about that, and I think they'll put in the time to do that. Like C team, we had the kids vote on some awards, so I have some awards to give out. JV offensive most valuable player is Skylar Pollock. JV defensive most valuable player, Jennifer Katz. Most improved player award goes to Lauren Voda. And we also voted on the best teammate award, which also goes to Lauren.
It's their ball, which has their number on it, the ball. It's been the ball that they've been married to for several years probably. Some of them wore out their ball and needed a new ball. And then they also have a captain's award certificate because they're all captains on the team this year. Juliet, great athlete, really is a great offensive player. Pushed our girls in practice and battled and competed really well. And every time I walked back and forth during a game, she was the ultimate cheerleader and great teammate. She was always cheering, always jumping up and down. Sometimes letting the officials know when they made a bad call. But she was always a great teammate and always supported her team very well. So good job, Juliet. Avery Hurd. Avery Hurd. Avery Hurd always knew how to lighten the mood in practice, but she was also a person that knew how to lead and push people to be their best. She showed it by example. She showed it by what she said, but she really got better over her 4 years at being not only a basketball player, but a leader, a captain. So she really came on last year, I think, in the middle of the season, and it was evident if you think back to the Conestoga game last year when we played them for the third time. Johnson. This way. As usual. The adversity girl in my estimation. Stop. She's had a lot of things not go her way, but she's always battled through it. From broken leg to torn ACL, she got herself ready to go for her senior year. Her role was different, which always wasn't a popular choice, but well, at least in my home. But she accepted her role. She worked her butt off in practice. She worked her butt off in rehab, and I'm very proud of the player and person that you've become. You're as strong as they come. Thanks for everything you've done. Very dedicated individual and a great teammate and person. She was kind of the person that looked after everybody on the team, I think. Would that be correct?
Team mom.
Team mom. Exactly. She took care of us. She was kind of the buffer. If there was something stewing, she took care of it. And she did a great job not only of taking care of us as a team, but she dedicated herself to a lot of gym time, and she came a long ways from when she was a freshman to now. She was a money three-point shooter, and she earned her varsity spot and earned a starting role because of everything that she's done to this point. And she was knocking down threes in big games. If you think back to teams that we played that were big games in tight situations, and we had a kick to Lauren on the perimeter, most of the time she's knocking down the three, and it's a big momentum changer. Tough competitor, tough-minded, wasn't afraid to show what she felt, which makes her a great competitor. As you could hear from the stats that I read before, led in a lot of categories. Very tough individual. I think back to her junior year. Last year at some point she turned her ankle. Was that late in the year?
Yeah.
Middle of the season? But she might have took maybe one day off, iced it for a day, and then she was back. Always seemed to have a problem with cramps or shin splints or something, but you wouldn't know it if you weren't in practice, or if you watched her. She didn't show it. She battled through it, and she did a ton for our team. And she was also a person that came up, I think, You ask for my keys just about every weekend to get in the gym. No administrators here, so I can. But she spent countless hours getting better at her craft. Appreciate everything that you've done for our team. Jordan Winkler. Jordan Winkler, great floor general. Again, another person that shows up in the morning and dedicates a lot of time towards, putting the ball in the basket. I think Jordan sacrificed a lot this year in how she played her game. In years previous, she was a reliant scorer for us. We needed her to score, a lot. But this year she took on a different role. We never really talked about it, but you could tell she took on the point guard role, which made her game just a little bit different. She didn't score as much because she looked to distribute the ball to her teammates more, which fit her role as a point guard, which made us tick. I mean, you have Faye Jacobson run down the middle of the floor. She sees her. She's willing to give up the ball. She has some shots she'd pass up, distributes the ball. Obviously, you can see it in stats. What do you have, 91 assists this year? Which means she's looking for the open player. There was times where you watch the games where she drove and she might have had a chance to go in for a layup, but she made an amazing pass to one of her teammates. So, Olivia Newton-Zone. Okay, this is a girl. When I said Avery knows how to make you laugh, this is the ringleader right here. I think Olivia never knew how really athletic and good she could be. She'd work hard in practice. She'd work hard in games, but I don't think she ever gave herself credit for being the player that she could be. And you can see it at times. Olivia is a great defensive player. And the thing that really pleased me this year is that she was not afraid to shoot the ball this year. And she made some good big shots, okay? There was times in the corner where she passed things up, and that was in previous years, but this year she'd have shots from the corner, knock down a lot of shots from that corner shot. The corner shot seemed to be Livy's shot. But I guess one memory that I'll remember about Livia, Syracuse last year, at Syracuse.
Oh, come on.
Where are we? Up by 2? Up by 2, it's like, Livy, you got the best shooter, number whatever, I can't remember what it was. Number 12, okay? It's like, you can't lose her. So they bring the ball in, the girl cuts the baseline, she pops out to the corner, and there's Livy, like, in the lane. Where'd she go? But she missed the shot, so she was better thinking than any of us were. So, thank you. I have 3 individuals that were on the rotating roster for the conference tournament, and these 3 never got conference medals, so we're going to give them their conference medals right now. So those 3 people were Leah Kakowski,
And you have to win.
Yep.
Can't take it.
Brooke Smith, and Jalen Gaston. We're only allowed to have so many on the roster, so these guys have a couple special awards. One of the individuals is not here, but I bet the girls will guess this one right away. I saw this in the hallway and I couldn't pass it up. Who do you think? Kenzie, she's not here. Livy, I got a gift for you.
I was mentally preparing for this.
Were you?
I knew you were going to say something.
Which flavor would you like? So they get an air freshener and a little gas X. awards. So we have bumps and bruises throughout the year. So we always want to recognize those, and hopefully I remembered all of them. The first one that happened during our conditioning week might have been on the first day, I'm not sure, but we were doing relays in the old gym, and somebody imagined that the wooden wall, thank goodness, not the brick wall, was something good to run into with their head. Sophie Kortowski. I think she tripped. Did she trip? Tripped and then face planted into the wall. And then the other one was Aaron Stolman, had a broken nose, sat out for about 3 or 4 days, and then right back to press with the max on. All right, we have some varsity team awards that the kids voted on. First one is best teammate, that goes to Lauren Kalkowski. Effort and Hustle Award goes to Maya Johnson. Newcomer Award, that goes to Mackenzie Norris. Most Improved goes to Faye Jacobson. The Defensive MVP, Jordan Winkler. Is that right? Yep. 4-year award winner right there. Offensive MVP, Megan Mackling. And then the Lion Award for leadership goes to Avery Hurd. Yeah, I forgot something, but that's okay. Some of our girls made the 500 point club. Megan was one of them. Avery and Jordan, I think, those three made the 500 point club up on the record board. And then Avery also has the asterisk by hers because she had over 500 points and 500 rebounds in her career. So. Our academic All-State Awards go to Jordan Winkler and Megan Mackling. And the Louisville Booster Club present Avery Hurd with her Basketball Leadership Award. And then just a couple more here. That'll be done. Avery Hurd has been chosen as an alternate for the Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Game in July. So if one of the players or any of the players that were selected back out or can't make it, then she'll be bumped up to play in that game in July. Did you get anything on that at all?
I had no idea.
There you go. Surprise! Coach Ryan, come on up. We got you a gift card so you can buy some gas with all the miles you put on. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thanks, man.
He's an aspiring teacher, holding a job and going to school 8 nights a week, I think it is. And so we're fortunate to have him here tonight, I think. And Coach Sutter, come on up. Sutter in a few years, maybe more than a few years, I don't know. But whenever I'd come up, we had a Saturday shoot around. Like an hour and a half or 2 hours before shoot around, guess who's in the gym shooting all the time? This girl right here. So her goal right now is to get her doctorate in math, to be a college math teacher. She also has a goal to possibly play basketball at college. She's been accepted at UNO to pursue the master's and doctorate degree, okay? And she's backing out of our alumni tournament to fly to Washington to go meet with those people out there and possibly play basketball in college again. So we're going to present her with this ball. The number on it means nothing. It's just a number that we had on there, but I also put on there good luck, Coach Sutter. That's what that stands for. And then we're going to have all the girls sign it before you go tonight. Okay? So thank you. That is all I have. So thank